All right, everyone. Thank you for being here. This is episode 72 of the Align with Anna podcast. I am so excited and so grateful to have Miss LaTonya AnNoor for this episode. LaTonya, welcome.
I'm so excited. 72. Let's go.
Oh, LaTonya, okay, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes. So again, like my girl said, I'm LaTonya AnNoor. I'm definitely a girl's girl. I'm the person that really kind of known for giving the answers to the test when it comes to, how do we court the corporations? How do we win sponsorships? I am an executive at a Fortune 1 company. However, on the side, I like to help, communities that just really don't know how to really amplify their businesses from an entrepreneur standpoint, or even just be empowered as a woman trying to navigate this thing that we call life, whether it's through careers, motherhood, sisterhood, wifehood, whatever that may be, just really trying to give words of wisdom of what I've been through that I can, continue to help. And then also so that, I've learned the lesson for you so that you can just get the answers in how to navigate it.
Yes, the lessons. Yeah, so many folks gatekeep. And
Oh my God. Come on. Why?
why?
Why? It's enough room for all of us at the table. That's what I think that people don't understand. And even when I see people that say I take pride in gatekeeping, it's like you like being the only one at the table versus trying to keep the back door open so that we can continue the lineage, and then also just community. Like we're losing community, aspect in that.
I like that a lot. Yeah, giving you the answers. Like, I've already been through it. Here's the
Mm-hmm.
wisdom. Let me like help you, support you. You don't have to struggle like that.
Why not? Why not? Especially if you are someone that's considered an expert at something, why not give back to the community? I know that, when I was coming up and wanting to, do things or see things on TV and seeing certain women that I was, that immediately my thought was, I want to be like that person, not knowing why, but then started to navigate the psyche of understanding what drew me to that person. I feel like if I had someone that just sat down and said, "Hey, this is what I see in you. This is what you should love about yourself, the reassurance of my beauty, the reassurance of my voice, having all of those things at a very young age, I would have been not, I mean, I'm not stoppable now, but who child?
Yes. Yeah, the beauty in the gifts. The beauty in the gifts. Like, every child wants to be seen and recognized.
Come on. Come on, seen, heard, and viewed in a way that is unimaginable. I tell my daughters all the time, I'm like, dude, if I were you in this type of capacity and climate of the world, I'm unstoppable because you have reassurance from your mom and your dad of how beautiful you are, how strong you are, how smart you are. Those simple things at a very young age, I believe, when it comes to confidence and being so sure of yourself, helps you navigate this thing called life in a much easier way. I'm not going to say completely easy because there are still obstacles, there are still temptations. However, when you have confidence, geez, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It is the confidence. And we learn that at home, right? Like, if your family isn't doing it, you're going to be out here searching for it everywhere else through career validation, through a man, through
Yes.
like volunteering, like this badge of honor of like how much
Mhm.
I can carry. And it's like, well, girl, like you're enough.
Exactly. That's the key. You are enough. Knowing that, I,
Ooh.
I think if a lot of women had mantras where they started out with, I am enough, I am beautiful, all those things that are internal versus looking for validation on external surfaces, it would make for a better universe, especially when it comes to camaraderie and women coming together and being able to build together. Because there are so often that, we as women, we're so competitive, whatever that may looks like, we want to be the best. We want to, be the top at it. However, there's so much power in unity. There's so much power in collaboration and understanding how we all can help each other, with our different skill sets and expertise of different, topics or, fields. Oh my God, we would be so much better off if we all just understood that point of, hey, I know I'm really good at this and I know you're really good at that. How about we trade? How about we do some, bartering? How about we really do some covenants and fellowshipping to see how we can make this thing, a little bit better than what it is?
Ooh, covenants and fellowship. Yes, yeah, removing this scarcity mindset. Like, we don't have to reinvent the wheel and learn everything brand new. That's kind of like a colonizer capitalist
Come
mentality.
on,
Like,
come on, come on.
why are we doing that? You're an Aquarius, which I love. And so Aquarians are all about humanity. They are the humanitarians. So if you're not helping people, if you're not paying it forward, like, first of all, we're going to lose interest in you because we see your values are not really aligned. And then
Yeah,
second of all, like, you don't want to participate. You don't want to collaborate. You don't want to like cooperate with the movement. And
mhm.
that's strange and kind of a red flag for real.
Agreed, agreed. I think that, Aquarians are very strong-minded, very humanitarian-like, but they are also they have a very sensitive side to it. And I
Yeah.
think that, Aquarians have a great poker face is what I like to call it. And I used to say that, oh, I have a great porcelain face. Like I can smile, I can, shine through whatever that's going on, but underneath that surface, it may be, feelings hurt, it may be maybe the confidence isn't there as much as they would like. I think that there's a lot of times when Aquarians they seek companionship, whether it is platonic or romantic, they seek belonging. And I think that that's
Mm.
not a bad thing to want to belong, but I think that understanding that, being alone and having sometimes where you are a loner is okay as well.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Kind of like the oddball, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and a little bit rebellious too and revolutionary. Like, hey, it's not going to be the cookie cutter. I'm not going to follow the traditional path.
Yeah.
And if we all did that, we would be missing out on all these opportunities, all these lessons, all these blessings. So we need folks that are willing to like be pioneers in their own right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that also, women, we go through the different stages of life. Who you knew, LaTonya, at 10, at 15, at 20, those are all three different people. And even now approaching 40, those are all different people. And so it's so funny when I see certain people it's like, oh yeah, we're friends and blah blah blah. I knew her. It's like, yeah, you knew me. But get to know the new me. Get to know, it's still some elements of, what was. However, it's more of the elevated version in every stage of every life. And I always try to keep in mind too that, with every stage that I'm approaching, whatever I'm not changing, I'm choosing. So slowing down and understanding of how you want to be perceived, how you want to be better, and really think back to that 15-year-old mindset of what did you mean by the term of when I grow up, I want to be? And what does that woman look like? Who does she surround herself with? Who is she around? How is she being elevated? How is she mastering herself as well as her craft? That's what I try and stay in the mindset of.
Yes, herself and her craft, like your service.
Period.
How are you going to contribute?
Hmm.
What
Hmm.
are you offering the world? And are you confident in that? The confidence
Exactly.
is fire. And they
Hmm.
often say with every decade, you get more confident. Like your
I'm telling
30s,
you.
way different than the 20s. Your
Yes.
40s, you're like the
Hmm.
baddest. And then
Yes.
like beyond, it's like I love seeing the elders, the women that are so unapologetic. They've like, I've been
Oh
there,
my
I've
God.
done that. It's inspiring.
It is. I love being around older people just so that I can ask the questions I always want to ask, like, the grandmothers and the grandfathers of the world, just to kind of gain that true wisdom. But I definitely agree with you on that point. It's the confidence. Oh my God, like me approaching 40, it's way different. It's on another level when you think about I am 1000 certain of who I am, what I am, and where I'm going.
Ooh, 1000 certain. And the freedom in that.
Oh God, it is. It's such freeing because I think that for me, and I can speak from my experience, growing up and seeing what was popular and trying to decide, what that looked like for me was definitely hard, and even for some people that will say, well, you were the homecoming queen, you were, popular, whatever that means. I think that even still in that, a lot of people don't know that even when I ran for homecoming queen, I didn't make that decision. Someone said, "I think you would make a great homecoming queen." And I said, "Really?" And so I ran, not knowing that I would win by this landslide. But I carry that in the mindset of, my college years, and then also now in my professional world. Every time an opportunity has been presented to itself, I was always tapped on the shoulder with someone seeing something more in me than I saw myself. I never took the traditional route of going level by level. It was always more so like hopscotch, like skip 2 levels here, skip 3 levels there. And my kids will say, yeah, it's sort of like GTA. I was like, yeah, because I was just boom by bam, and I was doing the Mario Kart and all that, just hopping through. But I love the fact that when you continue to want to challenge yourself, when you think of, opportunities that may present itself, especially when you think about your confidence, when someone else sees that in you, you're doing the right thing. You're
You
doing
are.
the right thing. You may not be sure of what you're doing, but if someone is like, hey, I got something for you that I think you would be really good at, you're doing the right thing.
Yes, you're doing the right thing. And to have that impression so young, like
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be purposely observing others and being like, all
Yeah.
right, like I can make a difference in her life if I
Mm-hmm.
say, hey, I saw you speak, I was watching you here, and I noticed that you're great at this. Like that will change somebody's life.
Come on. Come on. Come on. I definitely
Yes.
don't want to gatekeep. Anytime I see anybody that I can help, whether it's through a professional standpoint or a personal standpoint, or if I admire something, like I love you, doing like the singing bowls. Like I have singing bowls at home. I play for my family, but I love watching you do it because I could tell it's so pure, it's genuine, and you are literally healing. Even when you're DJing, you're healing, So I think about moments like that, and I try to attach myself to women that exude that because I feel like, we are mirrors of each other, and our energies bounce off each other. And so I always intentionally try to, surround myself with like-minded, but like energy-wise women.
Yes. Girl, the same. Yeah, it's contagious for better or for worse, right? Like misery loves company, but also evolution
Come
loves
on,
evolution.
come on, come on. How did you get into the singing bowls?
Well, it's funny. So I went to somebody's studio and she had like 40 or 50 bowls, all different colors, all different crystals, and I just touched one and I was like, and I was just like, this is
Mm,
me, you know? So
wow,
it was like God tapped me on the shoulder and then I tapped the bowl and it was like a mutual tap.
wow.
And I was like, oh shit, you know? And girl, I'm self-taught. Like a lot of my
Mm,
education is self-taught. My dad was a musician. We always had music. My family's very musical, dance, guitar, piano. I played the flute, clarinet, singing, choir, and then the meditation was just like another vibe,
mm,
another vibe.
mm.
But
I
it's
love
beautiful, girl.
that. I
Thank
love
you.
that. I love that. I actually stumbled upon meditation. I want to say about 8 years ago. I met this really good girl, Kim Hicks. We worked together, and she was like, "Hey, I want to invite you out." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I'm thinking we're gonna do like lunch or something." And she's like, "No, it's a meditation class." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Let's try this thing out." And literally the first day that I went, it was so life changing to the point of I dove like all the way in. I was like, I'm loving this here. Like the energy was good, the women were amazing, and it was such fellowshipping that was happening amongst the women. And I had never met these ladies, but everyone was so vulnerable. They were so just forthcoming and wanting to help one another. And there were some people who were very intuitive that was there as well. And it just intrigued me in a way that I've never been intrigued before. And so I love the aspect of healing. I love the aspect of quieting the mind, and the bowls just kind of came as I really started to fall in love with like Janae Aiko. And my husband, he
Yes.
is a true believer of sound. And whenever we have family that are in the hospital or one of us in the hospital, my husband always plays music. He plays healing sounds, and oh my God, like I don't know why I'm getting emotional about it, but my husband is really like the person that really kind of made me more aware of how this can really be a good thing. Of really amplifying just that childhood, healing, and then just being able to become more quiet, but more assured of quieting those insecurities within you.
Ooh. Yeah, music can move us in ways that, talk therapy can't.
Hmm.
Like, nobody needs anything from me. This is me
Yeah.
and my ears, me and my experience. Like, I
Hmm.
don't have to do anything, I don't have to be anywhere. It's like 100% receiving, and like it'll trigger memories, it'll trigger
Yeah.
childhood stuff, and you'll just be super calm, And it's
Mhm.
like, could it be this simple?
Yeah.
Can things
Yeah.
be easy?
But when you do like the research and see how people are healed, naturally through vibrations and things like that, like when I'm telling you, anytime I feel like super stressed, I have, the singing bowls. I have about 8 or 9 at home. And then I also have this drum that I allow my daughter to like just hit on, but it makes these sounds that are just like so common. And or even just doing like the triangle yeah, those are
Yes.
amazing. And I want to get more of those as well, but just, really kind of understanding the chakras and just yourself. And I used to think that there wasn't a such thing as quiet in the mind, but now, ooh, I
Mm.
could whoop, and everything is done. Whoop, yeah, quiet. Yeah. But it took a while to get to that level though.
Yeah, it takes a while. Like, we're not really taught this unless you have a
Mhm.
parent or somebody who's already into it, right?
Yeah.
So it's such a blessing when you get introduced to it. And if we think about back in the day, like our ancestors, there were instruments all the time. There
Yes.
was
Yes.
there was fire, there was ceremony, there was
Mhm.
music, there was song, there was a cappella. Like a lot of shamans in Peru, we have like maracas, we have like
Mm.
rattles, we have
Yeah.
a lot of like wooden things, like the
Hmm.
salsa music, the clave. And I'm
Hmm.
like,
Yeah.
damn, like these are like such beautiful sounds. And yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. If you give them to the kids, you give them a drum or something,
Yep.
like they love it, right? So
Hmm.
like let's watch the kids. Like they
Yeah.
they love to play with this. This calms them down.
Absolutely. And it's really the vibrations more so than the actual sound. It's the vibrations that it's creating. And
Yeah,
so I try to really, and I need to really kind of get back at it and creating that mantra where it is a part of my daily life because I'm so busy and it's so easy for us to allow excuses to come into play when we should just do it.
just
And
do
so I
it.
really need to, take that back in and start to really get that done daily because it does make a ton of difference.
It makes a big difference. And to not, like you said, talk yourself out of it or think that something else is more important. Because, hey, this is the shortcut. You
Yeah,
might
period.
think, yeah, this is not a detour. This is the way forward where you're going to be like clear, coherent, organized, like your
Yeah.
spirit, your chakras, like you're going to be centered. You won't
Mm-hmm.
have to work so hard later if you just like do a little practice now.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you think about teaching your children early, it teaches them so much more than, having to always, and I'm not saying therapy is a bad thing, but teaching them how to self-heal. And it's so funny because my kids, like we homeschool our children, and my daughter will say, like, oh, my nose is stopped up. And I'm like, oh, well, how do you heal it? What do you have to do to get rid of the mucus? And she'll say, okay, I need to stop with dairy. I need to stop with this. She knows, they all know. And so just really kind of teaching them that aspect of it. And then I remember having a conversation with one of my oldest sons, and he was telling me we were talking about cancer. And I said, well, if you can show me what cancer looks like, how would you start to kind of, starve that cell? And he was like, well, taking away sugar, taking away dairy. And I was like, oh, well, my job here is done. If we taught them the self-healing, whether it's through meditation, what they consume, who they consume themselves around, that is all going to make for a better human to really contribute to the world in a more beautiful way, I feel.
Yes. Yeah. And flipping the question back on them like, hey, you do know. You don't
Mm-hmm.
need an external person to tell you everything. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know things.
Come on, come
Mhm.
on. and really start to, think about how you can be that change, the opportunities and the solutions that you see. How can you add to it? If there are problems that are out and about in the world, how can you be the answer to it? Figure out how to do that, and that will decide what your career will be or what your passion is about when you start to really gauge, okay, so what's the answer? How can I be the answer for this?
Ooh, how can I be the answer? Yes. And like the role model, like I'm gonna live the answer.
Yeah,
So
fact.
there's no question about the solution. Hey,
Hmm.
and it's a domino effect. They're like,
Yeah.
wow, she looks really peaceful.
Mm. Listen,
Ma-
to look peaceful is the ultimate achievement. To be peaceful is life. Is life. I'm telling you. I love when I'm just like out and about and an animal will come up to me, or I will meet a stranger, a homeless person. They will start to like tell me their, life stories, or just meeting women and they get emotional by just having a conversation or saying, "Hey, I heard you speak one time and it really changed me in this way." Like that is like, okay, I'm
yeah.
on the right path. I'm doing the right thing.
Yes.
Let me
Oh,
continue to pour where I can, and give answers where I can, and continue to, provide those opportunities where you can get in the front door, the side door, tell you about the key that's underneath the mat, and even, the back door that nobody looks at. Like, I want
right.
to be that person for you and help you win. I truly want to see you win. And so if I have something that could help with that, let's sit down and let's talk.
Yes. Yeah, there's always a way.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a
Absolutely.
way. It might not look like what you think it is, but
Come
hey, there's
on.
a person, there's a piece of information, there's an opportunity. Yeah, there's a keyhole.
Come on, come on. I can tell you about, really that gray area that you may not know that you can dance in.
Ooh,
I can tell you about what is the definites, what's the absolutes, and what is not really decided. So
ooh.
they could all look different for where, every person is in every, stage that they're in, depending on what they're asking for, whether it's entrepreneurship, self-development, or just personal, so it's really all about where you are. I can meet you where you are. So there is no expectation when it comes to having to have a conversation. It's just about being prepared with the questions that you need so that way I can provide the answers.
Mm. I loved what you talk about the definites, the gray area, and what's not really there. So it's basically like, here's the scope.
Come
Here's what
on.
the arena, here's like the map, right? Like we got this over there, we got this over here. Like this is the game plan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
this is how you navigate it. I literally will give you the blueprint of what that looks like, how you can navigate that, how you can really, and a lot of people, when they say that I'll help you, they just mean that if you send me something, I'll give you some feedback. No, I'm going to tell you buzzwords that you can change to use. I'm going to tell you how to articulate yourself within 2 minutes. I'm going to help you with grammar. I'm going to help you with how are you standing up in a way that is shocking and intriguing to where whatever you're trying to succeed is a definite yes.
Oh my God, LaTonya, shocking and intriguing. Like a force to be reckoned with. Like,
Period.
damn.
Period. Period.
Oh,
If you captivate the audience that you're trying to successfully, build a relationship with or gain something from, it's all about the shock value. It's all about how well can you be a storyteller in a way that I am immediately wanting to help you with what you're doing. If you can get
right.
others to do that, then it's always a quick yes, then instead of let me think about it.
Right. Yeah. It's clear. There's no
Yeah,
confusion. Ooh,
it's all about inspiration. That's it.
that's
That's
it. LaTonya, I'm so happy. You just dropped like everything. Everything. Oh, girl. Okay, so I'm so grateful for you. This has been phenomenal. Do you have any final thoughts? Anything you'd like to share?
So right now in my life and what I've been feeling lately has been about intentional footprints. So again, if you are someone that is trying to achieve the unachievable, if you are someone that is a leader and no one is following you, then you're simply just taking a walk. Be intentional with the time spent. the people who you surround yourself with, and also what you're allowing into your space. Because if we all take a step back and understand that we're all trying to do this thing life in a really cool way, we all need to lead differently in a way that's only going to amplify our community.
Mm. Yes, that's one of the quotes I remember from the chamber. That's how we originally met. You were giving a workshop at the chamber, and it's like if you're a leader and nobody's following you, you're just
Mm-hmm.
taking a walk.
You're just taking a walk. Like any leader should have somebody wanting to see how they got where they got. Someone wanting to follow and say, huh, I like that blueprint. I want to take something from that. Somebody at any point, if there's a speaking engagement, whatever it is, if no one is coming up to you afterwards like, hey, you said something that stuck out to me and it hit me in a different way, or I got goosebumps. Come on, let's
Right.
talk.
Yeah,
Let's
spirit
talk.
is
I,
like,
I just want to be what I want to see in the world. That's it. That's it.
whew, amazing, amazing. This is brilliant. I can't wait for more. I'm so blessed to have met you, to cross paths. I know there's so much more for us as well that we haven't even like
Come
explored
on.
yet.
Come on.
Okay, so tell us, LaTonya, how can folks keep in touch with you? How can they follow up with you? How can people reach you?
Yeah, so you can on all social media platforms, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn, it's LaTonya AnNoor. On Instagram and LinkedIn, it is LaTonya_AnNoor. And then also, if you're looking for, mentoring, because I am the chief of Women of Elite Excellence, and that's where we help entry level women, going into the corporate America or whatever type of, work that you do, and then all the way up to C-suite, where we are really giving the answers to the test when it comes to negotiating your salary, how to lead differently, how to have courageous conversations, those type of things and workshops we actually have where we are really trying to amplify the footprint within the workplace. But then on, other standpoints, if you're an entrepreneur looking to see like, how can I get my products into a large retailer, you can definitely reach out to me as well. And then if there are nonprofits that are looking for opportunities in ways that they've not been able to secure, sponsorships, I also do a workshop on that as well. So, all social media platforms, LaTonya AnNoor, that's LaTonya AnNoor.
Perfection. Okay, you guys, I'm going to put all these notes down below. So thank you for tuning in, LaTonya. It's been a pleasure.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
thank
thank
you,
you,
thank
thank you.
you.
Have a good one. If you're looking for the most ethical, powerful, and magical fucking aromatherapy on the planet, so you can be a better bitch and just like totally fucking taken care of, I got the shit for you. I created this skincare line as an extension of my high school senior project. All natural aromatherapy experience because that's what we did back in the day. On our priestess, bad bitch, queen shit, we used oils, the purest fucking oils that not only penetrated your skin, it anointed you. Waking up first thing in the morning, clearing yourself between meetings, before you pick up your kids, that's the kind of shit I'm on. Almost like if you were saging, but you don't need a lighter. So let me introduce you guys. These make beautiful gifts. A holiday gift, for a Valentine's gift, or a galentine for your clients. A sister circle, somebody's birthday coming up. I also have an affiliate program. So if you want to sign up and you want to be a brand ambassador for Align with Anna, you get paid. To learn more about that, please go to alignwithanna.com/get paid and let's grow together. You can also shop wholesale, Etsy, and Shopify. As a mom, as someone who really values her self-care and her routine, I use all of these daily, and it's gonna come in a sweet little box. I will put some beautiful tissue in there. I love you. Thank you for tuning in. Shop today.